Hello and welcome back to the channel. In the last episode you probably saw the removal of the heater unit and the dashboard. Today I'm going to have a look a little bit further into the workings and probably dismantling of the heater unit. This is a Smiths unit F465. Now I've looked on the internet to see if there's any replacements or parts for these things. There are a few. You can get these little plastic tabs and the springs, but that's about all I've been able to find. So it obviously needs a little bit of a clean up, as you can see. It's rusty, it's a little bit dusty, but in general it all works fine. The 2-speed motor works, although the switch isn't working properly. That's broken. So I'm going to have a look a little bit further around it and just show you how to dismantle it. So first of all, on this side you can see the fan there, which needs a good clean up, so that needs to come off. Now as you can see down here there's a grub screw which looks easy to remove, and then presumably the fan will pull out of this aperture. There's enough room, but let's have a look at the other side first. The motor you can see there is held on with three bolts, there and there, and also the cover is held on with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 screws. So I think I'm going to dismantle that first and see what it looks like inside. Now, as I've said, I had a search on the internet to see if I could find a replacement heater box that I'm dismantling here, and there's absolutely nothing. I've looked for drawings relating to this, and there's nothing. Smiths heaters were used on quite a wide variety of 60s cars by the look of it. In particular, there's some barrel-shaped units that were used on early Land Rovers. Now you can get parts, I believe, for those, but I've seen nothing listed or any information on these units, which means that if you break one, you're in the poo. So while it's nice to dismantle these and repair them, although this one just needs a clean up, you just worry about breaking something. So right, here we go. I think I've got one on top there. You always forget one. So let's have a look inside. Lots of dirt and rubbish, as you can see. Right, here we go. Top's now been removed, as you saw, and as you'd expect, there's a lot of gunk. It's all dried leaves and bits and pieces, as you'd expect. But also bits of paper. Well, don't know where that comes from, but there you go. Let's clean that off and have a look at it. As you can see, there was a rubber strip, foam strip there and there, but it's just disintegrating. You just touch it and it turns to powder. So I'm sure I can come up with something to replace that. It's quite a flimsy unit, to be honest, but it doesn't get much banging or knocking, obviously, and once it's all together it seems fairly solid. I will be giving it a good flush out. All the water's come out of it with the antifreeze, but it just needs a good flushing. Okay, there it is in a little bit cleaner condition. I'll need to spend a little bit more time getting right into it and getting everything out, dedusting and cleaning everything up. But it looks in pretty good condition. These rubber hoses here, I'm not sure whether I can get those, but they're looking a little bit perished in places, so I'm going to see if I can get some new ones of those. Everything is working as it should, so I'm not going to do much to that apart from clean it. I will be replacing this foam seal, as that's beyond its usefulness, I think. This may be painted. I'll definitely get all the little bits of rust spots off and put some rust treatment onto those, but whether I actually repaint the whole thing I'm not sure, or just leave it patinated. And that's the buzzword these days, I think. Onto the fan. Now, there's the grub screw. I did remove that and try to gently take off the fan, but it's very reluctant to move. Now that little pip there on top of the, I suppose you'd call it a sleeve that slides over onto the shaft of the fan, is part of that, so it's not part of the shaft, so I can't really pull it off with a puller or anything, which would in fact be difficult to get into place. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time thinking about that one and see if I can pull it off, but again, the fan needs some work to make it look better, but everything works, so that's the good thing. So I'm not going to do anything to cause me to try and find some new parts. Thanks for watching just a short video this time. There'll be lots more to come. Next on the list, I think, is taking the interior trim out. I'll take the seats out and the carpet, which is definitely going to be replaced, as I've said. So please stay tuned for that one.